Alright, welcome back. In the last episode, we we cut the pieces for the legs and glued them up. Now I'll go over dimensioning them. Now, whenever I size the pieces up, I always try to have one good edge to act as reference points. But as you see, even with taking care, you can get some pieces can move. So what I always do here is take the plane, make sure you're backed out a little bit because you don't want to take a heavy cut. You're just trying to smooth this out a little bit. And you just want to as I said before, because this is shorter than a joiner plane, it's a little bit harder to keep your edges straight. So you really gotta watch your technique. So let me see here. I always hold up to the light. And I am humped up in the middle. So I will okay. Now let me check it against the light. And not too bad. Take a few really light swipes now, go full way because I have get those plane marks out. Now you want to check for square. The first thing you want to do is pick a reference side, or what's going to be called a datum surface, and just mark that with an X. And that will be the side you always use to judge from, okay? And I can see that I am out of square. This is my high side, so I need to take off the side. Okay. Okay, better. I'm still a little high on this side. Get down here. So you just gotta be careful because you don't want to take too much off on this side, because then you won't be able to truly level out this side. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright. Next you want to take the combination square and set it to whatever your final depth is. For me, this is going to be 2 1/4. So, I already have it set up because I did the 3 other legs previous. So now, you're just going to take it and move it down. And I actually took it a little bit too much off this side. But this is long, so okay, this here's pretty well right on. So this might be an issue. Okay, flip it around. Alright. And then you just want to do it for the other side. And by the way, this will be your second datum surface. So you want to mark that with an X. And it's these two reference sides that you'll take all your measurements against. Now as I go down, I keep the long end of the fence facing towards me until I get down to the final end, then I flip it over. That way I always have as much of the fence against the work as possible. You gotta watch yourself too that you don't push yourself off. And now since I have a little bit more to take off here, I'll give it a little bit more blade. There we go. Oops. My stop fell down. There we go. Nope. Now, we check flat, which I am, and we check for square, and I am. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to work on leveling up one side. And I know my final length is going to be 21 3/4. And this was cut at a little over 24 inches. So I have about roughly 3 inches of play. So that's kind of good. So what I want to do here is I'll just mark. If there's any defects that I see that I want to take out, then I'll try to do that. If not, I'm just going to come in an inch off the one side and there. I'll mark it. Okay, and then should have done it from this side. All right, this is my X. So mark it from this side. Find my other reference side. Line it up. Okay. And now I'll just move these out of the way. I'll cut it. Okay. And for this, it's best just to use a clamp. Here, my hold fast will not work. for some reason on anything this thick. And this clamp's not working either. This clamp is for some reason giving me the craps lately. It just will not tighten at all. So there we go. Now, you want to take your saw and go on a diagonal. That way, like this. That way you can see both your lines, and then use that to guide you both across and down. I actually did get a little bit off my line. Okay. And so I'll use my block plane to kind of, since I know I get off my line, I use that to kind of square things up. You want to be very careful when you're going across the end grain that you don't blow your grain out. So you never want to go all the way across. Or you'll get massive blowout. I work one way, then the other. Then you want to check. A little high there. Here. A little bit high back there. Alright, now kind of pressed for time here. And I can't do another take of this because I don't have another backup leg. So I have to show you everything here and now. Once you've gotten this edge square, you want to take your legs, lay out your final length, which this is going to be 21 3/4. There's two ways to do this. Mark each leg separately, and then cut each leg separately. Or, and this is not a tool that I said to put in the toolbox, but that's mostly because it wouldn't fit in the toolbox. Take a carpenter square and use this. You square everything, get all your edges right. Okay, nice and square. And then use your pencil, which is here somewhere. Here it is, under the saw. Find the mark at 21 1/4. Okay, I can't really see here, but, and then you just take it, lay it across, mark it, and then, and if you do it this way, you want to make sure you clamp everything together so it doesn't move while you're sawing. Where did I put that clamp? Here it is. Okay. Doop doop doopy doop doopy. Alright. Sorry. Okay. You'll put clamps down to make sure everything stays tight and true so it doesn't move on you. Clamp it down. And then you will take your saw and saw all the way across, cutting them all at once. The other way is to do it individually. Like I said, I don't find one method better than the other. I find with using the carpenter square and the clamp, you have a lot of areas where things can get out of line. And if you make a mistake, like if you're even off a little bit one way, that can add up to big time back here. But if you're good enough sawing, you can do that. But the main draw to cutting these individually is there might be one little dip here or there that would have kind of thrown out of measurements, and each one that gets cut can be a little bit off lengthwise. Each one holds risk. It's just what are you willing to risk, and when you cut them to their final length, you can continue to do it freestyle with the panel saw like I did, or you can use the miter box and back saw like I showed you, like I had you put in the toolbox, which I can't find right now, but yeah. But then when you get all of your legs cut, you can then start and lay out the joints for your top skirt and for your secondary shelf. So that's about it. My wife is letting me know she's sick of videotaping me, that she has something to do.
Burning!
So I don't understand, but yeah. So I'm going to call it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.